Hey guys, welcome to another video from the LRDI series that we are running currently. If you haven't had a look at this set, I have put the link to it in the description below. You can just have a look at it, solve it for yourself and then have a look at the solution. So to give you an overview of this set basically talks about a person who has taken a test that had 5 sections. Each of the sections had some number of questions that were present. He attempted a few questions, he got a few questions right, he got a few questions wrong, and finally there were a few unattempted questions as well. And that led to his final score. Now the final score is nothing but a function of the attempts that that person had made, both right as well as wrong, as well as the unattempted questions. So for every question that he gets right, basically he gets a +1. For every question that he gets wrong, he basically gets a -1/3. And for every unattempted question which is not a part of this table, he gets a -1/6. Fine. And then he gets the particular score that there is there. There are some 3 or 4 conditions that have been given to us. So 3 basically data conditions and 1 condition regarding the marking scheme of that entire test that is there. So that has been given to us, and then we have to figure out as to what exactly will be the missing data from this table. And then we have some 4 questions to answer. So to start with, the first data point that has been given to us is that a total of 67 marks were scored by Mr. Nobody. So the entire score, the total score across all the sections would be 67. And there were a total of 125 attempts. So there were 125 attempts in total. So out of 125 attempts, he would have got something right, something wrong. There would be a few unattempted questions, and then that would lead to 67. So let's look at the total number of questions first to start with. 35 plus 30 plus 35 will be 100, plus 40, 140, plus 45 is 185. If 125 were attempts, then non-attempts were 60 basically, right? Because 125 plus 60 will be 185, and so he did not attempt 60 questions. That was the point. Now if he did not attempt 60 questions, what would have happened in case of unattempted questions? He would have lost 10 marks, because for each question that he does not attempt, he loses 1/6 of a mark. So for 60 questions, he would have lost 10 marks. In other words, the effective score because of not attempting would be -10, right? Also, he would have attempted some questions, out of which a few questions would have been right, a few questions would have been wrong. If the number of questions that he got right were say X, let's say those were X, then he would have scored X marks for these questions. Also, the number of questions that he would have got wrong would be 125 minus X, because the total number of attempts is 125, and either you can get it right or you will get it wrong. And so 125 minus X, if they were wrong, each question would have attracted a negative penalty or a negative marking scheme of 1/3. Fine, or a penalty of -1/3 marks. And so this would be his effective score. But we know that the effective score is 67. And so we have to figure out what this will look like. So we can say that X minus 125 minus X by 3, basically 1/3 of it, will be equal to 77. That part we can figure out. So we will get X, or rather 3X minus 125 plus X will be equal to 77 into 3. 77 into 3 will be nothing but 70 into 3, 210 plus 21, that is 231. Fine. So 4X will be equal to 356 and X will be equal to 4 8s are 32 and 4 9s are 36. So X is 89. So he got 89 right answers and he got 36 wrong answers, because the total attempts are 125. So 89, 36 and 60 is the split. 89 correct, 36 wrong will attract -12, so 77, and -10 will be 67. So by now you should be able to figure out that the number of wrong answers will be a multiple of 3, because everything is in the form of an integer. And again, there is nothing mentioned explicitly, but if you look at the table, then you will get a sense that everything should be in the form of an integer. Similarly, the number of unattempted questions should be a multiple of 6. That part we can figure out, right? So that part you have to keep in mind, because that will lead to you making quicker calculations and making better assumptions, and you will be able to solve it in a quicker manner. So that is one thing that you can take care of. So we figured out that the total number of attempts and the total number of marks scored would have led to what situation. Now going to point number 2, the number of wrong answers in DA. So the number of wrong answers in DA is 1/6 of the total number of wrong answers. The total number of wrong answers is 36, and so 1/6 of that will be 6 basically. So there were 6 incorrect answers in DA, and is double of that in BA. So in BA, essentially he got half of these wrong. So he will get 3 wrong in BA. Got it? So basically 6 wrong in DA and 3 wrong in BA. Now we know that as soon as we figure out one entry out of right, wrong and unattempted, you will be able to figure out the other entries as well. So in this case, if you look at it, the number of wrong answers is 6. And so he would have definitely lost 2 marks because of that. So I can say that because of right attempts minus marks lost because of unattempted questions, he would have scored 13 marks because he has lost 2 marks because of wrong answers and total score is 11. So if these were not wrong, then he would have got 13 marks. So right minus unattempted will yield him 13 marks. Now I'm not saying number of right minus number of unattempted, but right minus unattempted will yield him 30 marks. So I can say that right minus number of unattempted questions divided by 6 will yield him 13 marks. Or I can say 6R minus U will be equal to 78. But I also know that R plus U will be equal to something. So wrong answers is 6. So the remaining questions 34 would either be attempted and right or unattempted. So I know that R plus U equal to 34 as well. So R plus U is 34, right? So if R plus U is 34 and 6R minus U is 78, then I will get 7R is equal to 112. Now if 7R is equal to 112, I can say that R is equal to 16. So I know for sure that 16 questions were right, 22 were the total number of attempts across the DA section, and so the unattempted questions were 18 in DA. So that part we can figure out. So 22, 16, 6, 11 is what we figured out, right? Similarly, if you look at LA, 17 have been attempted, out of which 6 are wrong. So basically 11 have to be right. If out of 35, 17 have been attempted, then 18 would not have been attempted. Now again, if you look at the total of this entire thing, 11 right would have got 11 marks. 6 wrong would have attracted a negative of minus 2 basically. So 6 into 1 by 3 will be 2. So he lost 2 marks because of this. And 18 unattempted questions would have led to minus 3 marks. So 11 minus 2 minus 3 will be 11 minus 5 or 6 marks. So the score in LA was 6. That part we know, right? Again, 29 attempts here. We know that in MA, the number of questions that were left unattempted were 6. That part we know. And finally, if you look at this as well, we know 45, 30, but we do not know anything else here. So we will not be able to figure it out. Now looking at the third question that we have, the score or the third statement that we have, the score in VA is double of that in LA. The score of VA, the score in VA that was got, this thing, would have been double of that in LA. So if this is 6, this has to be 12. Now again, we know the total score and we know the incorrect answers. So we'll be able to figure out this entire thing. Now you can make use of that knowledge wherein you have 6 unattempted questions as a multiple of 6. So if you figure that thing out, the number of unattempted questions could have been either 6 or 12 or 18 or 24 on those lines basically. He cannot leave 30 questions because he has got 3 wrong, right? So you can start with basically 6 questions that were unattempted and you can figure it out. Of course, the technically correct way would be to do it in this manner only. So essentially we know that in this case, R minus U by 6. So the number of questions that he got right minus the number of unattempted questions divided by 6 would have yielded him how many marks? 12 plus 1, that is 13. Same logic as what we did here. If he would have got these 3 right, then he would have not lost out on that 1 mark. So basically 13 marks are there. So R minus U by 6 will be 13. We also know that R plus U will be equal to 30 minus 3, that is 27, right? So we will get 6R minus U equals 78. That part will be true again here. But in this case, R plus U will be 27. And so I know that 7R will be equal to 105 or R will be equal to 15. Got it? So right answers will be equal to 15. And so the attempts will be equal to 18 because 15 plus 3 will be 18. And the unattempted questions will be 12. Now we have got 4 out of 5 things here. And these things should be equal to 60. So 18 plus 12 will be 30, 36, 54. And so the number of questions that were unattempted in GA would be 6. So the number of attempts would be 39 here. 30 were right, so 9 would have been wrong. Now you can figure out the entire set. 30 plus 16 would be equal to 46, 57, 72, and so 17 were right out of 29, which means 12 were wrong. Now again, if you look at this score, what will you get? 17 correct plus 17, 12 wrong, which is minus 4, so 13 in total, minus 1, so 12. So the score here was 12. And we get 12, 12, 6, 11 and something which will add up to 67. So 24 plus 6, 30, 41 and so you will have 26 here. Again, if you look at it, you can evaluate it from here as well. 30 correct, so 30 marks, 9 wrong, so it will go down to 27, 30 minus 3 that is 27 minus 1 mark from here, which will lead to 26. Now that you have figured out the entire table, solving question should not be very difficult, right? So the first question asks us that in which section does Mr. Nobody has the most number of wrong answers? So the highest number of wrong answers were here, and so the answer to the first question would be MA. So that is the code of the particular section, and so MA will be the answer. The second question is, how many marks did Mr. Nobody lose because of incorrect answers? Now the total number of incorrect answers were 36, as we found out in the first step. And so because of that, 1/3 of marks for each incorrect answer he would have lost. And so he would have lost a total of 12 marks because of 36 wrong answers. The third question is, how many questions were attempted by Mr. Nobody in the VA section? So in the VA section, the number of attempts were 18, as we figured out. And so the answer to this question will be 1, 8, 18. Finally, the last question, what was Mr. Nobody's score in GA? The score that was got by Mr. Nobody in GA would be 26, as we figured out in the table. Fine. So the answers will be MA, 12, 18 and 26. Again, this was kind of a complicated set. The challenge as it lies with a lot of DI/LR questions is replicating the table in your paper. So you have to write down this entire thing. This is a good 6x5 kind of a table that you have to replicate on a piece of paper, which is kind of tedious during the test. And you will take a bit of time when you are doing this. So this is a good investment of 1.5 to 2 minutes. And so you need to be absolutely sure that you will be able to do it. Now the good thing here was, because each question had a unique answer, you knew that there is going to be just one case, right? There was no maxima minima question here. It was, there were state questions that simply asked you what would happen in this particular section, how many incorrects would he get, how many corrects would he get, and so on. So that way it becomes a very revelatory thing that will tell you that there is just one solution, and so you can back yourself to figure that thing. Of course, you have to be good with basic calculation. You have to be good with -1/3 and -1/6. If you are good with that, if you can put it in a general form like this, r minus u and r plus u, then will be brilliant. Even if you are not able to do this, it will probably be a better approach during the test to make sure that everything is in terms of multiples of 3, and more importantly, everything is in multiples of 6 here. So that will probably be a bit more important than the other things. With this bit of knowledge, I think you will be able to solve a lot of sets wherein there is a lot of missing data in tables. Hope you had fun solving this particular set. For more such quality content, stay tuned on www.learningroots.in. Thank you.